And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are underway. The Techno Tinkers up against the Turtlemasters. Standing in for Techno Tinkers, we do have Amen, since they've still got a bit of a problem with their roster since Spix left. And going in, we see the immediate bans on the Ember Spirit, the Lycan, the Invoker. No surprises here. These are the three standard bans I expect to see, and Centaur being taken out this time. The threat of Sky Zoe's Centaur. Again, quite a common factor in games recently. But for the Turtlemasters, this does leave them with the first pick, and they can pick up the AA, which we have seen them do on a reasonably regular interval. We could see also the Nyx Assassin picked up. We could see the Timbersaw of Sky Zoe, which honestly equally would not surprise me. Then again, I believe Duke was saying something about Blomberg picking up a lot of the Dragonite recently. So could we potentially see that? But
yeah, they have been playing a lot of Blomberg have definitely been picking up a lot of Dragon Knight, and Batrider, I still don't think that is going to be Blomberg's hero. There are possibilities there, but I think from what I've seen of him, he prefers to go for a sort of tanky, durable hero rather than the sort of flashy initiation.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays, because we've seen him play Puck a few times. But with the Batrider for Turtlemasters, we do see the immediate pickup of Dazzle for Techno. Now, the pickup of Dazzle usually will indicate a bigger negative armor strategy, so we could see potentially the the Alchemist, the Slardar. We could see the likes of a Visage. All of these heroes do combo very well together because of the physical damage negative armor aspect. But we will get the Shadow Shaman, which we have seen a lot in this tournament so far. Very popular with the Blink Dagger, and there's the AA, which, to be honest, we knew was coming. It's a 100% pick or ban staple of this tournament. Very safe pick, very high burst damage tri-lane hero. The Visage is potentially viable for either of these teams right now, and I would be surprised to not see it in this game. And you can see Turtlemasters have sort of clued in to the fact that Techno want a negative armor draft. They've taken the Weaver out, one of the heroes that loves negative armor the most due to how much he can abuse it with Geminite. Equally, Sand King, Viper, and Naga removed, so Split Push removed, Initiation and massive AoE damage removed, and the king of all walking himself, the Viper, taken out of the game. One of the best chase heroes and anti-melee teamfight heroes in the game, just because of how Viper Strike just murders melee attack speed, or just standard attack speed. Slardar the pickup for Techno, so there's that negative armor, certainly playing a big role in their draft. And look at these heroes. Blink Dagger is viable on two of them. They could be going for the high mobility build as well.
Yeah, and high mobility is sort of the name of the game, and also the Sand King Bang up against Miracle is something that he has played very, very, very well, and completely justifiable in this situation. Also, the Blink Initiation onto a Nature's Prophet, and we are not taking their time with these picks.
No, they've certainly upped the game pace. We've got the Nature's Prophet, so we've got Split Push and Love of Negative Armor available for Techno once more. Rubik being the pickup, though, combined with the Life Stealer for Turtlemasters. Now, Rubik is a hero I love seeing. One of the best defensive supports in the game, especially when he abuses the Spell Steal. But what can he really Spell Steal here that's going to be key? We've got Weave available, we've got Shallow Grave, two of the better spells from Dazzle. We've got the Wards and the CC coming out of Shadow Shaman. Potentially the Stun or the Ult from Slardar, not one of the better ones to steal from. Prophet, not really a good hero to steal from unless he can get that ultimate or a global TP to help out if it's necessary. But Turtlemasters will ban out the Timbersaw, which I did not see coming. Skyzo is usually a massive fan of that.
It does sort of lean towards they could potentially be the Sky Zoe Batrider.
What surprises me, however, is Techno decided to ban a Shadow Fiend instead of a Puck.
5 seconds remaining.
The Batrider can potentially be in the offlane. We could see a jungle Bat. Bat can go anywhere. But unless you're going to run Batrider as the Nakes Bomb deliverer, you've still got the options of Storm Spirit and Puck for this draft. And Storm Spirit and Puck versus Shadow Shaman and Dazzle do work quite well because of the lockdown and CC. Puck sort of more so in my mind due to the AoE silence, being able to lock out the Shadow Shaman and the Dazzle during a team fight. Ball is in Techno's court. They will pick up the Storm. So, Storm versus Bat. Batrider will usually do okay until level 6 happens. However, if Bat's elsewhere, we could potentially be looking for a Puck right now for Turtlemasters. And Puck against Storm. Puck is usually in a good position. Very hard hero to stop. And it will actually be the DK. Blomberg on that DK has been a stable pickup lately, and honestly, I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, think he's almost played it for like weeks in a row. Well, I'll say weeks. I mean like days.
Weeks, days, pretty big difference, Duke. Are you finding your words tonight?
The thing is because the games are spared and spaced quite evenly apart, and I'm fairly busy, so I just forget that it's only 3 days instead of a week in between the games.
Well, reboot your brain, find your words, lad. We're in for one hell of a game.
Also, something is actually the Storm Spirit does go to the Techno Tinkers, and I do apologize. Actually was informed by Mavav that it was Techno Techies.
5 seconds remaining.
That's what we were actually originally told. So I do apologize for correcting you on that front. I was led to believe it was Techies, and I just realized that we will never get Techies.
And rightfully so, because the day Techies is released, it will be hell on Dota for about a week and a half. Either way, going into this game, and the rest. Going into this game, we've got Kefka playing the Storm, we have Amen on the Sladar, Henki on the Dazzle, Mr. Anderson himself, C. Anderson on the Shadow Shaman, and finally Helvild in that role of Nature's Prophet. Or Nature's Rat, as I prefer to call him. On the flip side of this coin, though, for Turtlemasters, we've got Sky Zoe on that Batrider, Iconoclast on the Rubik, we've got Blomberg on the Dragon Knight, 13, which I believe is Miracle on the Ancient Apparition, and finally, bringing up the last member of the team, we've got Giftig on that Lifestealer. Seems we are underway. So, are we going to be looking for any form of early aggression? Do we see any Bacillus anywhere? Because we have seen a good number of early Roshans in the last 2 weeks. Not going to be this game coming out of Techno Techies, even though they do have the option with Helvild on that Nature's Prophet just to spawn those trees and tank it up.
Especially with the Shackles 2.75 channel duration at level 1. They really did have the potential there, but wanted to just play it safe.
We're going to be looking for a defensive tri-lane Giftig here, supported by Miracle and by Arcano. I don't see this tri-lane being suffering at all, really. And if Nature's Prophet comes down here, which he most likely will, he's going to not find much in terms of farm or, well, experience if Icono and Miracle play this well. It's going to be very difficult.
The difficult thing with trying to play up against the Nature's Prophet in this range, Rubik has a 550 cast range, and he has
30 seconds.
I think he has 55 less movement speed than the Prophet. He's not catching him. And Prophet is just going to do the general thing you do with outplaying Prophet, is you get some clarities, and then you just block camps repeatedly.
Well, there's going to be no one in the jungle really abusing the camps, apart from maybe the attempts to stack it for the Dragon Knight when he hits level 11, but it's normally the Ancients that will get priority on that, or stacking the camps with a Batrider.
The battle begins.
And you can even see the position of Arcano and Miracle. They do have this invisibility rune, so we could see the potential early gank on one of these lanes. It would be a very interesting thing should it happen, and they're immediately going to have to take it, otherwise it'll be denied out by the Treant.
Yeah. Also, this is big. Okay, Sky Zoe blocked this pull camp for Techno Tinkers, and they immediately dewarded it. So not only is he not going to get any vision of the potential rotation through here, they still have the pull camp available.
Well, Sky Zoe is up against some of the worst CC that he could possibly go up against. He gets slowed out already, forcing him to Firefly and go the scenic route to get out, unless he gets shackled out by Anderson.
I'm surprised he's getting rid of all these trees.
To be fair, it gives him more space to move, and god damn it, I keep my eye on top lane because of the bat, and they get first blood down there onto Helvild. That's not the engagement he wants, and god damn. This is just the pure burst potential of the chilling touch coming out of Miracle on that AA.
Really, I think it just comes down to he just didn't realise that the Rubik had the Invis rune. The only way they could actually really get that engagement is if he was not paying attention to his hero and forgot about the Invis rune. Because you do see that the Treants were micro to try and block up this camp.
Well, that is the downside of micro. It can cost you if you lose attention at the wrong time on one position. map. I'm not potentially good at micro myself, so yeah, I know exactly the feeling. And Skyzoe getting forced out by Henke and Anderson again. I'm not surprised here, even using the poison shots just to slow him out. The harassment will come in. Shackles, but really, the Shackles has got nothing. Just the extra auto-attack swing.
They are just damaging him down, though, and a Batrider, he probably needs to try just rotate into the jungle right now.
If he goes into the jungle, he'll at
Anderson
least get
playing
something.
a brilliant job at just sort of keeping him down.
Oh, the jungle is being stacked up, and we're going to see the rotation down. There is no way Skyzoe can get anything up there, really. So we're going to have two tri-lanes effectively going to be free farming. Giftig should be completely free farming up against this Nature's Prophet. Especially with the potential rotation with that smoke coming down from Miracle and Icono. And they're lurking, just waiting to get that jump.
So we've got the Batrider into the jungle now, and Eska needs to be careful. If he tries to go for this, if he might actually does decide not to go for that DD, his wave was pushing forward, and it's often the decision that you see made at like higher level players is when to go for rune is not when your lane's pushing in. You just lose too much experience. Say that haste rune would not actually give you anything beneficial. You lose an entire wave to your lane and you can't actually make a gank on another.
Well, right now, Blomberg has got the tower completely pushed up. Kefka does have a detriment in terms of last hits. He's down by 4, but he has 1 extra deny. So this mid lane is quite even in all respects. Blomberg not having any massive advantage. In all honesty, in my mind, it's going to come down to this mid lane. Blomberg versus Kefka. If Blomberg can get a kill or a early tower, it's going to give a good advantage to the Turtlemasters. However, if Blomberg cannot do well on this lane, that means Ammon on the Slada is going to have completely free farm and could potentially move in with a Blink Dagger very early on. And all it will take is one Blink Dagger to cause many, many problems for Turtlemasters.
And I just think it's going to be a Blink Dagger rush.
I'm getting that feeling as well, because normally we would see Boot Sport up and such. But the one thing I would like to see out of the Techno is Anderson and Henke rotating around the map. Currently up here they're just soaking experience, and that's causing Ammon to not have the maximum potential he could potentially when he has that Blink Dagger available to him. And he'll have that Blink Dagger online in about 2 minutes time max if he continues to free farm. But Skyzoe does come back up here now he has his bottle and could potentially cause problems, especially with 5 stacks of napalm. Gotta respect the Batrider's potential lethality.
Also, I actually completely agree with Henke and Anderson deciding to stay up here. Getting the levels on the Dazzle is more important, really. The Slada's only 1 level behind, but the supports for TT are actually almost like 1 level each ahead of the counterparts on Turtle, but they are rotating into the mid. We don't have the 6 on Storm Spirit. He needs 2 more creeps. They need to wait for 2 creeps.
Ammon has a hand of Midas, by the way. That isn't a rush on a Blink Dagger. He's got a Midas flying out on that courier. And Blomberg might be the option here. Potentially going through it. The smoke's revealed. Henke's moving in, but there's an invis pop by Blomberg. The sentry will drop, and Blomberg could potentially go down here. Storm doing good amount of damage, and will manage to finish it off with that Shackles. Nature's Prophet putting in just for that last hit. Near enough.
Get the last hit,
Shadow Shaman took it, but this is what I was saying. Blomberg just got ganked and killed. This is giving Ammon essentially all the time he wants while his supports are rotating off, and Blomberg's not going to be able to get as much as Storm at this point. If Storm can find just this extra space, as well as Ammon, that's 2 of the cores having complete free farm. The saving grace for Turtlemasters right now is Giftig, who has got a hand of Midas up already with a use on it. He's got 16 seconds on the cooldown. That Midas came up damn quick because he had that first blood gold coming out of the
first blood gold and decided not to go for the Cuddling Blade and Sound Shield, only decided to go for the Sound Shield. It doesn't. The feast does make it really simple to farm up on a life stealer, and Prophet needs to be careful.
Indeed. Giftig could shred him with 1 open wounds and a couple of right clicks at this point. It's not something you want to really mess with.
Yeah, so max open wounds already, starting to go choose for that. And Skyzoe raging at this medium camp with these golems.
No one likes mud golems. Not even Enchantress likes mud golems.
Actually, every right-click jungler loves mod golems.
Like
Decent gold output. Actually, I've just been jungling Luna and Morphling.
Okay. We'll come back to your insanity later on.
No, it was brilliant. The fact is, we had team fights from about 10-15 minutes because they had a death profit with 400 health. Because obviously I morphed everything into agility. I still didn't die.
Never mind. Back in this game, however, we have a life stealer with 48 and 17 topping the board. He's in a very good position himself, and with that Midas, in my mind right now, even though Techno have their own Midas up for Ammon, it's not been up anywhere near as long, and I would say Turtlemasters have a decisive advantage at this point because of that, even though it's 1-1 in kills and towers are fairly even right now. Just Giftig being left alone on a life stealer, in my mind, is very worrying.
I would entirely disagree with you for the simple fact of Kefka mid compared to Blomberg.
Very true, but in the meantime, top 2-1 tower is going to go down near enough in favour of Techno, but in comes the TP coming out to the Sky Zoe. Going to cancel it, forced to cancel it, in come 2 more TPs. The tower's going to fall. One more right click should do it, and the tower does go down in favour of Techno, but in comes Icono and Giftig. Rage is there, but Armin getting shredded. He does not care. Here's a shallow grave though, and Miracle trying to do what damage he can. They even use the Infest to bring down the Dazzle, but 2-for-1 exchange in favour of Techno right now. And now comes the chase, but in comes Blomberg. DD is popped. Giftig needs to be very careful, and they need 1 Dragon Tail to cause this. And there's the lasso from Skyzo. That's going to be 2 more kills. So 3 for 2 trade there in favour of Turtlemasters. Slightly drawn out team fight across 2 fronts there. But the tower did go down, which does cause many differences in the gold graph, and we'll take a quick look at the graph. Sky Zoe, he's 300 gold off his Blink Dagger, and let's take a look at the graphs and how this fight has affected it. Turtlemasters has a 3k near enough experience lead. Gold lead, though, only 500 in favour of Turtle, and that's because that tower went down.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Also, the most of the experience league comes from the level 5 profit compared to the level 8 natures. Level 8 Batrider.
Well, we do have Green Dragon's form still up. They did do some good damage to that mid-tier 1 tower, and in my mind, this is where the team fights are going to start kicking off. We've had like the start of it, and now really where's the follow-up? There's going to be another fight soon. They can't just afford to let Blomberg push down these towers. If he gets another Green Dragon form up without being killed, then this tower's going to go down, and bad things are going to happen for Techno. Dragonite's favourite thing is taking down towers and buying time. Whereas Giftig is down here using that borrowed time. That's 2,000 gold up on him effectively. He already has his phase boots. He's got a Midas. Could we potentially be seeing the armlet build for him, or are we going to look for race car, drum, Sanjasha?
Really, it needs to be race car up against the Slider. Just get that fast movement speed, get that fast attack speed, and hit him down quickly. With the feast, you do enough extra damage. Also, one of the things to really point out is that the level 6 will be coming up soon for Anderson. Meanwhile, the Prophet is getting up his Midas, actually has it now. And you were saying how DK likes to push towers and buy time. Prophet likes to push towers and buy time.
True, both teams have pushing heroes, even though Techno have the Rat himself. But Helvold hasn't really...
go down at this top lane. There's that Blink Dagger being christened by Sky Zoe.
Well, that was going to happen sooner or later. He only was 300 gold when we last checked, and, well, combined with an AA's freezing touch, chilling touch, extra damage, it's going to be very bad things spelled for Techno. But while this is going on, let's take a quick look at the levels of the support. We've got a level 5 Dazzle. He's going to be opting for... Hey, he's only got 4 points spent. What's his... He's saving a skill point, is he, or has he got one in stats? No, he's holding on to a skill point.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Mid-tier 1 does go down. There's no response, though, from Techno. Kefka did have that Invis and the other supports. We've got Anderson, who is level 6, does have those wards for pushing purposes. As we get TP onto that bot tier 2, potentially to back up Ammon and and the potential for Kefka, but Giftig realizes something is amiss and gets the hell out of dodge. Doesn't really even want to risk that potential death. Right. Now Sky Zoe, with him, he's got his Blink Dagger up. He's level 8, so very big advantage in terms of
also,
him.
Also, it's an armlet for the Life Sealer.
Okay, so it's just the big, high, heavy-hitting build that I've come to expect from Giftig. For Miracle, we do have level 6 available, so that Ice Blast is ready. He's opted for maxing the Chilling Touch. And really, it comes down to how good a sniper Miracle is. Can we see those big, massive Ice Blasts? If we can get those colossal Ice Blasts, then this is going to be a completely different game in about 2 minutes. And finally for the Rubik. Rubik's only level 4, which is really not where you want to be on a Rubik at 12 minutes in. You really want that spell steal up as soon as humanly possible. And he's even going to cancel his TP. I think he accidentally TP'd instead of Clarity
really do something about that.
Yeah, but that's going to be this mid-tier one. Rewards, illusions to pull away the creeps.
Even with Ice Blast, but even with Ice Blast, it's not enough. The tower will fall to these mass serpent wards.
Bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And this is why we see Shadow Shaman so commonly picked up in the Swedish League. It's combining a CC and ward push strategy with usually a Chen if it was Draktrapar, or if we're seeing Turtle or Techno, it'll be the Nature's Prophet, and they'll just push towers very aggressively.
The Dire's bottom tower doesn't even have arms to defend itself.
And right now, well, here comes the Infest out of Sky Zoe. This could potentially be a kill on anyone who comes forward, but it seems with this ward here, Techno are wise to it. This is an awesome positioning for a ward. He sees the Batrider through the trees, does not even matter.
Yeah,
there will be no potential
the clear
kill. Fact
the Batrider just fireflied. It's a sort of, it's just basically a stamp saying Life Sealer is inside him.
And we are still going to see that potential push up on that tier 1. We have a green dragon form ready to go, so this tower could potentially fall. It's on full HP, so it's not going to go down quickly, but Henki and Ammon might, especially with that potential aggression. The ult will fly, but unfortunately will miss completely, but here comes the bat. The bat does not care. Skyzo wants to get a blink on Henki. He's thinking about it. He grabs Ammon, though, but there's the Shallow Grave. Why did he go for Ammon? With that Shallow Grave, it's not going to go down. He might do to the extra damage at the end of it, but... well, in the meantime, Anderson goes down. Now Henki is the target. I thought they would target Henki first, in all honesty. And they even find a rat on the sidelines. And this is now a free tier 1, no matter what they do. Hell, it could be a free Henki, but he's not going to be able to be killed too quick on his TP. Not going to get dragon-tailed in time.
Yeah, they just played that Dragon really all wrong. Especially with the Slardar, that he should not have even bothered trying to go for that. They were clearly just going to blink on him. They didn't get an auto attack off. Henki should have moved forward to auto attack the Batrider to disable that blink at least for a few seconds.
And
Also,
equally, in my mind, they should have grabbed Henki instead of grabbing. And on the flip side of the coin, Turtlemasters, they should have killed out the Shadow Shaman so they could have killed off the Slardar quicker.
I can disagree with you. Kill the Slardar. The Shallow Grave didn't make a jot of difference.
True, not in that fight. But should there have been backup or TPs coming in from the Storm Spirit, then it would have been a completely different fight.
The thing is, Storm Spirit did come in. It was able to pick up the Batrider, and that was it. Meanwhile, Giftig was running around up here, just killing the supports, while Helvild and Kefka were around here, killing off the Batrider.
Oh, Helvild! Well, he's going to be quite happy with that. He finds himself a free courier. We do, however, have a Blink Dagger flying out to Ammon right now, so Blink Slardar is online, one of the scariest things to fight up the early game due to the immense amount of armor on a Slardar. He has 6 armor base, he's up on 8 armor at the minute. It's quite a scary thing. We have Giftig taking out the Ancients. What do we have coming up for him next? He's got a Hyperstone, so we're going to be seeing an AC in a very short amount of time in my mind. He'll have that AC up by, I should think, the 20-minute mark if he's already got the Hyperstone. And now we have the Initiation. Helville going to get Dragon Tail. The Ice Blast does hit on 2, and, well, this should be 2 easy kills. There's going to be no follow-up to this. There's a courier flying back that can potentially be killed as well. With a Firefly up, I don't think they saw that. It did get microed away before it got in range of the Dragon. And Skyzo, he does have the Infest available to him. He's going to TP bot. Do we see the jump onto Kefka? Yes, we do, but not quite enough range. Goes for it again, but another jump from Kefka. It does get him out of trouble. 2 times he nearly got lassoed. And that's because that 4 stuff being online as well as that blink.
Yeah, and that the second Oblivion staff now up for the Storm Spirit, and now a DD rune. He's able to get the jump on Blomberg in mid. They need to be really careful.
Yep, there's a stun. In comes the TP from Helvild. This is not good, but with the stun, can they get out in time? In comes Kefka. He does interrupt the TP, and down goes Blomberg. He was far too far forward. He was at the tier 2.
Yep, and that really accelerates the BKB coming up for the Slada. 1700 gold up on him now.
Oh,
Only 2200 left for that BKB. And you have to wonder what really Blomberg was deciding to do there. There's no support for him. Meanwhile, he was making nice space for Giftig. Giftig now sitting on the 2200 gold along with the Hyperstone. So that minus armor is going to be cancelled out very, very shortly with that AC.
but it raises the question though. The BKB, Giftig's item build next after this AC is quite obviously going to be a basher. BKB's not really going to spell survivability really against the lifestealer for the Slada. And it's
ancient apparition. Basically, you build BKB up against ancient apparition.
To dodge the frost blast. Yeah.
Blink. Oh, Amen, Armin, why blink out of the way of the ice blast? Be pretty. Do pretty things.
I don't think it's that easy to dodge when it's cross map. It's so quick.
Oh no! Obviously, it showed up. There is if you can blink out of the way of a hook, you can blink out of the way of a ice blast.
Ice blast across the map range travels quicker than hook, mate.
I think it does. It doesn't travel. Okay, it travels faster than the hook, but you will see the hook. The hook will hit you quicker than when you see the ice blast animation.
Helvild jumped out, not where he wants to be. That's the power of the smoke gang, just getting past all of those wards, getting past the treants, and, well, Helvild, not a good game for him so far. He's been picked off in almost every scenario. Meantime, more AA ults go flying, and, well, Ammon is trying to be sniped out by Skyzo wherever possible. Not an easy task, however.
3,000 going up on him.
We could potentially be seeing other items instead of just the BKB, although the BKB does scream like the logical choice. But with the mid push on the tier 2, they really need to hold up against this. Do they have a mechanism? I don't think they do. No, they don't. Not on the supports.
They've got it on the Prophet. Actually, they will soon have it on the Prophet.
Yeah, and with Henki getting obliterated, that is the pure power coming out of the nuke of Turtlemasters. The Firefly there, not the Firefly, the concoction coming out of that Batrider was perfect, bringing back Henki's Dazzle into the fray. And Blomberg will find himself a haste rune as well.
Henki's chasing down Skyzo at bottom. Does get the pull off. Helvild's going to hit down. And will the Ice Blast hit?
Yes, it will. Kefka should shatter off this. Hell, he won't even shatter. Blomberg will come in and just burn him down.
The movement speed from Blomberg. Actually, that was...
Not enough. Not enough. And Helvild, in a very bad way right now, just getting chopped to pieces. They need a bit more damage, though. There's not enough here. Do we have an AA ult coming up? Oh, not for 15 seconds. Otherwise, that could have been sniped towards the fountain. The other option here could have been Icono TPing to the bottom tier 1, but there was no TP scroll available for him, which in my mind is a bit of a misplay. Not carrying TP is a big risk in this game, and Icono really should have something, and he's got enough gold for it as well, so that's not even an option. Then again, we now have Skyzo with all of the mobility in the world, Blink Dagger, 4-stuff, and travels. He's going to be in whatever fight he sees fit. And, at this point Nature's Rat doesn't stand a chance against that bat. There's no Orchid here for Helvild. He's got no real survivability. He's got components for a mechanism coming up. He's not bought the recipe or sent that off on the courier yet. But if Bat finds Helvild, Helvild dies. End of. And Skyzo is going to attempt to stack the Ancients up for his Dragon Knight friend. Giftig does have that AC. He's up at 1800 gold again, so we're going to be looking for a basher next on him in my mind. For Blomberg, he's got that BKB now, so he could potentially be looking for a Maelstrom into Molnir, possibly, if he wants to go for an attack speed Hyperstone build, considering an AC is already present for the team. Other options coming out for him could just be going tanky. For Icono, he's got his Arcanes, he's got 1000 gold. we could potentially be seeing the mechanism for Turtlemasters on him, considering Miracle on that Ancient Apparition does have 3 components up for that Aghanim Scepter now, and Aghanim's is one of the best upgrades in the game for an AA. Hell, he's only 300 gold off that, and this is potentially a very scary position for Techno to be in. And this tier 2 won't be lasting long, and you've even got Sky Zoe lurking around up near the Blink Dagger initiation point. Even though it was pinged and scouted out by Techno, they will lose their tier 2. They can't risk taking that fight, and Helvild's just continuing to rat as best as he can. He does have that complete mechanism now. But it seems the big man might be on the mind here of Turtle. They're certainly thinking about it, and here comes the Boots of Travel initiation. Helvild, not what you want. He's going to be shredded out by Giftig and by Sky Zoe. Not a chance there. This is how you put the rat down. And however, we do get a second fight going on. Ammon does have that BKB now. He's trying to shred Miracle. One more bash should do it. One more hit does it. Now he's going to look for Blomberg. Right clicks after right clicks are not going to be enough anymore, and they're forced to fall back. However, on this sideline, we get Sky Zoe in the mix coming down. He does have a ult available soon. Kefka does get shallow grave. He's going to survive this one fine. But now Batrider's in the fight, and so is Giftig. Giftig shreds Eamon on a mega kill now. They look for Henki. Henki will be the next target. He's got one more right click left on him. Rubik will pick that up. And the push on the mid lane should be the next order of business. The only standing survivor back up in the base is Kefka, and he cannot hold this alone. Rotation down was just in time out of Sky Zoe and Giftig. And certainly the racks are on the mind now of Turtlemasters.
Dire's middle tower is all alone in the
Even
world.
with the Prophet, I don't think they can hold this. They need the Slardar available, and even with Slardar, I think it's just too much available right now on Giftig. He has far too much right-click coming out. We'll take a quick look at him. He's up on 133 right-click, sure, but look at the potential attack speed coming out of him. What is his current attack speed total? Where is it?
He has
0.68 per attack, and that's before he pops Rage. Rage will give him another 80 attack speed.
And then there's another 10 from the active armlet.
Very true. Giftig may not hit hard, but he hits fast. And high attack speed,
hard, though.
well, high attack speed when you consider Feast as well. 200 with that armlet popped. Now with a full Skull Basher as well. And they catch Kefka. He gets dragged back into the Rosh pit, and Giftig will just kill him as well. Giftig does not care who you are. He will eat you alive. He gets Roshan. He gets Storm Spirit. Who's next? And he does have Infest ready to go, so he could potentially jump inside Sky Zoe here. Sky Zoe doesn't have another lasso for about a minute. He's got 48 seconds on the cooldown. But I don't think he cares. He's just going to go into the base. It's going to be time to take on the mid-racks.
It has no arms to defend itself.
They have Anderson's ult, but the Dazzle may be level 8. He's not Spect Weave at all. He's actually gone for maxing the healing. Not having Weave is interesting, as the tier 3 will fall, now looking for the racks. The support doing what they can to try to hold this, but it's not going to be enough. Not in the slightest.
Leaving melee racks on 1 health just to taunt them, really.
Dire's middle barracks have fallen.
Obviously just thinking they were going to finish it off, but just a cute little funny play. And
they pulled back, and now we get the smoke.
For that catapult.
Turtlemasters have that smoke up. Now they're going to go back in. They catch Armin. The Ice Blast on 2. Kefka's going to be the next target, who's going to get completely obliterated by Giftig on that Wicked Stick. Now looking for Anderson, who just gets shredded. Double kill up for Giftig as well. Don't mess with Giftig's Life Stealer, and Helvild caught under the tier 3. GG is called, but he'll take a fall as well. Nature's Rat goes down, and that's the end of this game.
Radiant victory.
A very good show of force of Turtle, and we see that once again the mix of push strategy with control working very well. Dragonite bringing the forefront of the push this time instead of the Chen pickup or the Nature's Prophet pickup that other teams have run. Turtlemasters again playing solidly in this tournament. Any thoughts on this game, Duke?
Really, for me, it just comes down to Giftig was always going to get farm. There's really no stopping that. But if you look at what Blomberg ended with, they didn't shut down Blomberg enough, and it was really Skyzo, he was able to make his presence on that back rider and roam around to get those ganks that really started to push it down.
The Batrider caused problems. I wonder if maybe a Nyx might have been a good pickup as well for Techno. They could have ran the Nyx instead of the Dazzle, the Shadow Shaman, which should have given them some form of counter initiation, because when the Lifestealer jumps in, there's the potential for triggering the Carapace off of the Infest. When the Batrider comes in, triggering the Carapace off of the Firefly, that kind of thing. Even with the Rubik, triggering it off of the Fade Bolt. But where the Radiant are concerned, Batrider had effectively free farm once he picked up his bottle and went back up to the top lane after coming out of the jungle. Ancient Apparition had an Aghanim. He really wasn't shut down, even though he was roaming around the map mainly. Lifestealer from Giftig just farmed. He had that bottom lane to himself, really. He did not care, and that very early Midas just accelerated him. And Blomberg wasn't attended to either. There was no focus in terms of, okay, this is what we're going to kill, this is what we're going to do coming out of Techno in my mind. And you can see that Dazzle really didn't pay off this time, 0, 5, and 2, and he didn't even opt for the Weave, which is a very interesting option when you're against a DK who has really heavy armor to begin with. But, this game aside, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break here on the UK cast, and we shall be bringing you in... What's the time now? We'll be bringing you in an hour and 20 minutes, so at 8 o'clock GMT, 9 o'clock CET, we have another game, which will be, as I get my overlays wrong, Lucid Lunatics versus the Simple Five. Both of these teams, they suffered at the hands of Draktrapar, they suffered at the hands of 4FC and of Turtlemasters. But these two are very strong in their own rights, and this match between them should be very good. These teams are very evenly matched, so we're hoping for a good game out of Lucid Lunatics and S5. Have you got any expectations coming for that game, Duke?
Looking forward to that game. Really interested to see what they're going to be able to pull out, because these teams really, they have suffered up against the other teams. But we'll see what they're able to pull out of their own backs up against each other, who will basically be the better of these two teams today.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put the music up, kick back and enjoy. We shall be back.